Hello everybody, welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new album by Cradle of Filth, The Scream of the Valkyries, a highly anticipated album for Cradle of Filth. Now there was a lot of rumours that there was going to be a song that featured Ed Sheeran that people thought would be on the album, but considering the fact that the song featuring Ed Sheeran hasn't even been come close with a release date or anything, it's definitely not on this album, and I think it's going to be more of its own single, non-album single standard. Which kind of makes sense, because I just can't imagine Ed Sheeran really being on an album like this, especially with just how the band plays with a more extreme heavy metal sound. That's not really something I can see Ed Sheeran wanting to have his name necessarily on, unless it's more of a standalone single for the experimentation of, in general, just adding the more poppy, sort of mainstream sound that Ed Sheeran brings to this more metalized direction that Cradle of Filth done. Something that once it comes out, I definitely think it will triumph the Bad Habits cover, well not cover, but the rendition featuring Bring Me the Horizon. I would like to see more of how Cradle of Filth and Ed Sheeran will go, to be honest. But with the 9 tracks we have here, I don't think any of them necessarily disappoint. It's 9 tracks, it's pretty much the shortest song is just over 5 minutes, but I don't think any of them necessarily waste too much time. There's a lot of great instrumentation. I like the elements they put in. I like the gospel vocals. I like the very heavy, raspy voices I've always done from Cradle of Filth. It generally has some pretty fun moments, and especially with Cradle of Filth having kind of a weaker period around 10 to 15 years ago with some of the weaker albums, I know that this is the continuation of the step up from that. They once declined, but they are improving, and Scream of the Valkyries, while it isn't anything spectacular from the band, it definitely still carries the torch of better writing and better material that the band sort of dipped away from a little while back, but this being a continuation just to keep pushing the band's legacy onwards, I think it's doing a pretty good job. It's nothing that necessarily feels as original. It kind of comes by the numbers as a simple, average written Cradle of Filth record, but with tracks like To Live Deliciously is still greeted with a lot of gems on here and a lot of songs that just do not disappoint. Are My Nautilus is definitely a standout track, one of my favourites on here, and the Trinity of Shadows as well is one that I absolutely think is one of their best songs in quite a while. But again, it's Cradle of Filth doing what they are doing best. Nothing necessarily crazy, as I mentioned, but it is nice to see the band progressing onwards, even if it feels a little tame and a bit kind of standard for them. I think it still gives you a lot of great ideas at the end of the day, and a consistent track list like this with some pretty good moments and some pretty good riffs and just ultimate chaos that I've enjoyed from the band. You're not going to get disappointed with this one, at least. I think it's definitely still holds up quite nicely, and I am definitely interested to see how Cradle of Filth go on this way, but I'm pretty sure the next thing we get is that Ed Sheeran collab, so you never know. It could be good, it could be bad, but the material here is great. Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing what Cradle of Filth have got in the future, and hope that this step out of the weaker material keeps improving. I could honestly see the next album even topping this, so we got to see how it goes. But Scream of the Valkyries, great record all the way through. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5, so I hope you'll enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next video.